Hey guys, it's the Real Aquarian here. I'm doing the monthly read for Cancer. So, I'm just going to jump right in so we don't take up too much time. How's Cancer doing? The community of Cancer. Well, I hope. And if not, I hope things improve sooner rather than later. Or truly do. And if things are going good, well, good. I'm glad. Glad to hear it. Okay, let's see what we got for you, Cancer. Oh, I guess I can just, yeah, that'll work. Okay. What do we got, Cancer? For the month. Oi. Okay, Cancer. Okay, so the very first thing that pops out at me, Cancer, is I don't know any other way to say it, but you are your own worst enemy. That's what I'm getting from this. We have this I will explain this now, okay? It's not aspected terribly, but there are some sort of cautions that you need to take to alleviate a little bit of the severity of some of the negatively aspected cards. So, jumping in, here we have the Eight of Coins. So what I'm seeing is there's like an energy of newness, of beginnings kind of rolling in this month for you. So this is going to be a time where you really have an opportunity to kind of focus on something new. Begin something anew. This is about kind of getting to a place of concentration, a place of really trying to better yourself. This is about self-betterment, bringing yourself up a notch, you know, taking yourself up a level, raising those vibrations, and really wanting it, really putting focus and effort, you know, quality counts is what we have here. And then what I'm seeing next to it is the Page of Swords, which is just awesome to me because this brings in such a potent energy that it it can oftentimes either leave people feeling restless or leave people feeling, you know, burned out. So there's the kind of, you know, caution to what's sort of kind of unfolding this month for you, Cancer. You have this potent energy that comes in. So that's kind of the energy you're going to be able to use and harness. If you harness it correctly, you're going to be able to kind of really put focus and real energy and effort to really sort of make moves, make real tangible, you know, things happen for yourself. This is really about this kind of alignment coming in for you this month, Cancer, where you really have an opportunity to kind of, you know, take it up a notch, to really better yourself and your environment. What I would say, though, with the Page of Swords is, like I said, you have to be kind of careful that, because it's so potent, and what I would say is just this. When you get this for the month, remember that this is an energy that carries throughout the month. So don't, you know, don't jump the gun, don't, I've said this before in another reading, don't, you know, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. This kind of energy is going to last the whole month. So you have to pace yourself with that kind of energy, or you will turn something that was awesome that could be channeled into really getting things that you want into something that's stressful and burdensome. So be very careful of how you handle and how you approach this kind of energy. Now we get into where I'm seeing really where you are kind of being your own kind of worst enemy. So we have the Moon, so real focus, real opportunity to kind of work towards something, you know, new or renew focus and concentration into something that could really prove itself to be fruitful. Having the alignment of this kind of energy coming in that's saying, yeah, you will have the energy, you will be able to put in the real kind of effort needed to attain these things for yourself. This kind of self-betterment, self-elevation. And then we kind of freak a little, Cancer. We kind of get to a place where we we are, you know, we are allowing fears and doubts and hesitations to kind of, you know, flow in this month, where you're kind of, with the moon, what happens, Cancer, is you kind of are unsure then on how to proceed. You have this energy that's so potent, and you want to channel it, and you want to do right by it, and you want to get these things that you want for yourself. You want to raise yourself to this next level, but it's almost like it's too much. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't tell if it's just too much or too much of a good thing that you see. I'm seeing throughout the reading a real, I can't really pin it on whether or not it's a fear of success or it's a fear of failure. Those are the two that I'm getting, and that's why it's a little hard to read, because it's both that are showing. So I would say both. That's up to you which one is heavier in weight there. But there's definitely an anxiety that sets in this month when you have this kind of alignment. I mean, it could be a matter of you thinking it's too good to be true. Or you feel a little overwhelmed. Maybe you're already worried that you may not be able to handle it right, that you may, you know, mess it up. But there's real worry on kind of where you're going now that you have the right alignment to proceed. It's sort of like, oh shit, okay, now what do I do, you know? And then we have the Two of Swords in reverse, which just further solidifies this with the moon. There's indecision is what you have here. There's a state of confusion. And oftentimes with the moon, it symbolizes a sense of being lost, of, you know, kind of just sort of wandering around. You're proceeding without not really knowing what's in front of you. And here we have the Two of Swords in reverse. So the indecision, the confusion that comes from this is based in that fear and anxiety, the real concern and worry about what the next step looks like. What does the other side look like? And that's why I say it's this weird, both fear of failure, fear of success, because you're afraid that you won't fare this well. You're afraid that you won't channel this energy right, that nothing will come of it, you know? Waste of effort, waste of time, real actual loss by it. But it's also, you don't know what's on the other side of it if there is success, and that too worries you. You don't know how much success. You don't know what it's going to look like. You don't, you know, you're not there yet. So there's this kind of unsettled, I don't know how to proceed kind of thing. So just remember, when you have the Two of Swords in reverse, you have to be careful of too much information. This is like information overload. So what I'm seeing here is this good kind of alignment happens. This aspect kind of presents itself. And then there's this immediate fear on how to proceed and kind of what to do, you know, not just how to proceed or where it's going to go, how you're going to fare through it. But just remember, with the Two of Swords in reverse, you're dealing with too much information, which means you are thinking about this too much. You're going this is about, you know, paying attention to details, quality counts, you know, that kind of situation. You really want something good for yourself, but you're overthinking it to a place where fear and anxiety kind of overrule, because there's so many details. There's so many, you're thinking too small, too fine a point on how you're going to proceed, how you're going to move forward, how you're going to channel this energy, that you almost inevitably talk yourself out of it, or end up in a place of, like, you know, you put up your own wall. You don't really know how to move forward because you leave yourself confused. Too many details, and you don't have like a clear line of thought process. And that's what I'm seeing here. Just remember though, when you have the moon and there's this kind of Two of Swords reversed, you have this confusion that kind of sets in. Ultimately what you should do then is, since it's the confusion of the mind, things based in fear and anxiety and doubt and hesitation and, you know, negative thought cycles, just remember that you in those instances, you should give a little more voice to your instincts. Oftentimes your instincts, if your mind is a little, you know, unbalanced or a little unsure of, you know, how to proceed or which way to go, or, you know, listen to your instincts a little bit more, and that might help you get through this kind of indecisiveness. This, you know, you should cut through the bull. You should purge any unnecessary information so that you can see clearly, is what I would say here, just so that you don't stay in this cycle of making decisions, basing decisions based on uncertainty, based on confusion, just sort of, wandering, not too certain, because we have the Five of Coins next to that. And unfortunately, a lot of times the Five of Coins is letting you know there's some sort of financial loss. So what I would say is there's this, because there are decisions and actions, how you proceed are kind of, led or driven by fear and anxiety and second guessing, that might actually make you physically lose some money. How your decisions are made, if you're confused about things and you decide, that could lead to a loss of money. If you are guided by fear, you may, make the wrong choice and lose money. But a lot of times the Five of Coins also comes through as the fear of loss of money, the fear of not having sustainable, streams of income, not having or being able to maintain, a good level of money coming in. This is, it's sort of like you're kind of freaking out about your present and your future, which makes sense because we have this alignment that comes in that really gives you the opportunity for like a real go, a real shot at, taking yourself up a notch, Cancer. But you're freaking yourself out. You're having kind of like a little mini panic attack over it. And so what I would say is you immediately jump to like overthinking everything, and you shouldn't. Much like the moon's advice is you should be accepting and receiving of the shifts in your life, you and your life around you, that occur. You should be more accepting of it. Go more with the flow of it, which is why I say rely or give more volume to your instincts if the mind is a little cloudy at the moment. But this kind of fear that sets in of, actual sort of like poverty, of not having enough is where we're getting here. Really just keep in mind, what I would say here, just keep in mind the energies you put out are energies that circle around your orbit and very much can come back to you. So be very careful that you don't worry and just keep putting out those vibes. You need to purge unnecessary information and really break it down for yourself. Get back to basics on whatever this situation is, this opportunity that presents itself. You really need to find a clear line forward so that you don't not only sort of self-sabotage with sort of messed up thoughts, too much thoughts, overthinking, getting a little lost, confusing yourself, clouding and muddying the waters for yourself. You would fare far better with this opportunity if you really kind of work on this. Don't stress it. It's a good thing. Don't freak out with a good thing that's coming your way. And then we kind of tie this all around with the Queen of Coins in reverse. So what I'm getting immediately is you should, because, so the Five of Coins a lot of times will also indicate, because of your thought process, because of this kind of negative vibe, you kind of don't want to be around people. And the Queen of Coins in reverse is basically telling you need to correct course. Not being around people is not what you actually need right now. And I'm not saying, throw yourself into crowds of people on a daily basis. I'm just saying this month, because of whether this is physical money loss or that real worry on your future starts to set in, being around others, having a little bit of time to communicate, relax a little, is going to strengthen you, is going to give you better perspective. It's going to help you out. So avoid, the Queen of Coins is telling you to avoid that kind of, isolation of yourself, that kind of, self-alienation you kind of create with these negative vibes, these kind of, unsure. So it just further progresses into like a negative thought pattern. So just, consider that. Maybe hang out with a friend, hang with family. There doesn't have to be a bunch of people. It could just be one person. Just, don't go at the month completely alone, is what I would say to that. Just remember that you have to Cancer. It's a really good opportunity you have here, and a really good energy that's coming in to allow you to really, I can't stress that enough, to really attain the things that you want, to really put the focus and drive onto the things that you want. You can grab at them, but you cannot continuously self-sabotage. Don't overthink. Don't put yourself in this kind of predicament where you just, again, whether it's the fear of failure or the fear of success, there's this kind of inner halting that you do to yourself so that you can't move forward. You create a block. Be around somebody that you care about, or, you know, that could be in a relationship, family, friends, like I said. Whoever that is, just hang with somebody this month at some point to kind of at least replenish your energies a little bit, and that'll be beneficial to them also. But just, you know, be very open to any opportunity where you might share or vent, or you don't even have to do that. Just being around, smiling, laughing, joking. Just kind of something that'll help you, like, you know, readjust this kind of perspective on a good thing coming your way. You know, you don't want to rain on your own parade, and that's what I'm kind of seeing here. A real opportunity, and you don't want to miss out because of fear. You know, you don't want to miss out because of worry, because of doubts, because of just, you know, the inner mind and the fear of whether that be failure or success. That is up to you, Cancer. I'm not sure which one, because I'm seeing both. I don't know which one is more, you know, is heavier for you. So that was the reading for Cancer, monthly reading. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't too tough. I don't think so, though, because otherwise you are still aspected well. You have some inner, you know, inner thoughts you need to kind of put a bosh on. You need to trust yourself a little more with this good vibe coming your way, and really be able to use it, because you can totally get whatever kind of elevation you're looking for, whatever kind of betterment, more happiness that you're looking for. You can get it. You just have to approach it correctly. You have to manage it wisely, and shut down the inner thought processes that put you in this negative headspace that ultimately cloud your judgment and make you make bad decisions that could affect you financially. So that, like I said, was your monthly for Cancer, and I will see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen.